Alright boys and girls, I hope you're having a lovely day, okay? Today boys, we're doing another games I played, okay? But this time it is of course for the month of November. I have had a very big gaming month in November, okay? I've played a lot of games, and this episode, guys, is more stacked than ever. In previous episodes, I played maybe 4, 5, at most 6 games. This month, we've gone a little bit crazy, guys. I think I've played 10 games this month. In fact, that's a lie, guys. I've actually technically played about 12 games, but there's a couple of games that I'm not going to be talking about. The first one is Dino Crisis 2. I'm going to be doing an entire video on the Dino Crisis game, so we're going to save that. The other one I'm also not going to talk about, guys. I did feature this in another episode, and that was one of my recent CEX videos, and that is Downhill Domination. I've just not played enough of this game quite to where I feel like I can talk about it. I'm going to continue playing this in the month of December, okay? So I'll talk about this game in that month's games I played. So yeah, I want to play a little bit more of this before I can do an entire sort of thing on it. But yeah, I've got like 10 games here, guys, I want to talk about. Like, honestly, it's going to be an absolutely crazy episode. I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet with most of these. I'm not going to go into like full detail on every single game. Otherwise, we're going to be here all day. And I will say as well, guys, I didn't finish all 10 of these games, okay? I wanted to finish all of them, but there's a few games in there that just literally stopped me from finishing them. So I'll talk about it when we get there. But yeah, I tried to finish as many as I could, and I only ended up finishing about half of them. Let me actually do a count up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I finished 6 of them. I think it's 6 out of 10. So there was 4 games there, guys, that I wasn't able to finish. We'll talk about why. Like, they're for good reasons, guys. Trust me, I didn't finish them because I didn't want to. They were just, well, again, we'll get into it. Anyway, guys, we'll start off with the smallest one and the one that I'll probably talk about the least, and that is going to be Kirby Dreamland for the Game Boy. So yeah, if you guys have been watching all of my CEX videos recently, you'll know that I played this one. I played this on the way down to Surrey when I went to the London gaming market. I played this on the train, and I quite literally finished it on the way there. Like, it took about 30 minutes or so. I couldn't believe how freaking short this game was. It kind of blew me away. So I literally was sitting, playing it on the train, absolutely loving it. And before I knew, the game was done. And I was like, wait, what? Like, I couldn't believe it.
That's it?
A lot of these retro games can be beaten in a very quick time, but a lot of them are really difficult, so you'll keep dying and dying and dying and have to play the whole game again and again and again. Kirby's Dreamland wasn't like that, guys. I know the newer Kirby games are pretty easy, but this one's even easier, I think. This game was insanely forgiving, okay? When I would die, it just didn't really matter because it let me continue, and yeah, it was just a really fun, smooth, and easy game, guys. It was really refreshing for a retro game to be this easy. I honestly couldn't believe it. In terms of the game itself, guys, I had a blast with it, okay? It was so much fun. I mean, it's just Kirby. You can't really go wrong with Kirby. It's fun, it's joyful, it's just, I don't know, it's nice and whimsical. That's the best way I can describe it. I absolutely love Kirby, okay? I mean, Forgotten Land, one of my favorite games of all time. I also loved Planet Robobot on a 3DS. There's some absolute classic Kirby games. Is this as good as those ones? Definitely not, okay? It's definitely not on that level, but I wasn't expecting it because it's on the original Game Boy. I had a good time with it, guys. It was fun while it lasted. It was not a long experience, but I had a good time with it. Would I recommend it? It's a bit of a tough one. I would say emulate this game if you can, because it is fun, but it's like a £20 game to buy this game unboxed, which I obviously did because I make my own Game Boy covers, as you can see. This is like a nice little cassette tape, which I made. But yeah, £18 for a game that, you know, I beat in like 30 minutes. I don't know if that's a good trade, alright? That's a lot of money for what was a very short game. I still had fun with it, but yeah, if you can emulate it, that's the best way I would say to play it, unless you really want it. But yeah, it's really short, basically. Alright guys, next up I'm going to do a bit of a triple pack of games, okay? I'm going to talk about 3 games at the same time. Well, not at the same time, but I'm going to talk about them back to back, because they're all kind of pretty similar, and they're all boxing games, okay? That is what they all share in common. So first of all, we've got Rocky for the PS2, and then we've got Victorious Boxers, and then finally we have got Ready to Rumble Boxing. I'm going to talk about them in the order that I enjoyed them, like, so the least I'm going to start with, and then the one I enjoyed the most I'm going to end with. So we'll start off with Victorious Boxers, because this one, I didn't really love this one, I'll be honest, guys. So when it comes to the presentation of this game, guys, it's actually really cool. Like, there's absolutely no HUD in this game, okay? You've got no stamina bar, no health bar, no timer. Like, there's 0 HUD in this game at all. You literally just have the boxes on screen, and that's it. It looks like a really cool game, okay? I love the style of the game, I love the graphics, and it's just a cool looking game. That aside, though, I really wasn't a fan of this one, guys. I just didn't really get on with it. And the first reason I didn't really enjoy it, guys, is it's just ridiculous ridiculously hard. It starts off easy enough, but as you play through it, it just gets harder and harder and harder to a point where I just felt like I could not progress. Like, the fighters I'm fighting literally dodge every single punch I'm throwing, and I'm just kind of blown away by the fact that I literally couldn't punch him. I'd spend entire rounds swinging my fists at this guy. He would just dodge everything. There's just not really a nice sort of feedback to this game. Like, when you do land a punch, it feels weird. It doesn't feel, you know, impactful at all, which is kind of something you need for a boxing game. It's just got a really weird feel to it. The controls are a little bit backwards. It just, like, the movement is very strange. It's all sort of locked to the left stick, so dodging and moving is the same. It's a really weird control scheme, and more than anything, guys, it just doesn't really feel all that fun to play. It's not a horrendous game, and I think there's, like, you know, there is a bit of a cult following for this one. I know a lot of people do enjoy it. I just couldn't get on with it, guys. I wanted to like it, I really did, but I didn't really like it, you know. It just really wasn't my favourite sort of arcade-style boxing game, and you guys know I love my boxing games. That's why I've played so many this month, and I tried to enjoy it. I spent a couple days with it. I probably put in a good 3 hours or so with it. Just couldn't get on with it, though, sadly, guys. Alright, guys, this next one I definitely enjoyed a lot more, okay, and that is Rocky for the PS2. I'm an absolutely huge Rocky fan, okay. I love the Rocky movies. I love Rocky 1. It's one of the best movies of all time. Rocky 2 is solid, not my favourite, but still decent. Rocky 3, absolutely goated, severely underrated. Rocky 4, I'm gonna be controversial here, guys. I don't love Rocky 4 as much as people. Like, I know, like, a lot of people like Rocky 4 as their favourite. For me, Rocky 4 is solid. I love the end fight with Ivan Drago, but the problem with that movie is that fucking Apollo Creed dies. I'm sorry if I spoiled that for any Rocky fans out there, but I'm sure you know that. Anyway, he dies at the beginning of the movie, and from that point onwards, I'm just sad, you know, because Apollo Creed is like my favourite character. So yeah, I really didn't love Rocky 4. Rocky 5 we don't talk about, that's a horrendous movie, and Rocky Balboa is kind of the same thing as Rocky 4. It's just depressing. Like, you know, Adrian is dead, and his son just doesn't even talk to him. It's just a really depressing movie. So yeah, point is, guys, I love the Rocky franchise. I love all the films. Even the Creed films are pretty good. So yeah, I do love me some Rocky. And I have played Rocky Legends before. That one was really fun. I really enjoyed Rocky Legends, and I'd probably say I do actually prefer this one. The controls of this game are really nice and simple, okay, which I love in a boxing game. And that's what puts me off of some boxing games. The controls are really convoluted. This game has really simple and basic controls. It's easy to just pick it up straight away. The punches feel nice and weighty, okay. It's got that nice impactful feel when you're punching, and it's just got a fun sort of arcade style to the gameplay. Very, very enjoyable arcade boxing game. So yeah, on the whole, I would say it's a very fun boxing game, but it is far from perfect, guys. There's definitely some weirdness when it comes to this game, and the first thing that's really weird is how they do the scoring. In real life boxing, if you knock someone down in a round, you get a 10-8 round, okay, and if you knock someone down again, you get a 10-7 round, and it goes on like that, okay. That's how boxing is. But in this game, they just decided to change the rules of boxing, and I don't know why. If you get 2 knockdowns in this game, it's a 10-8 round. Not a 10-7 round, it's a 10-8 round. I don't know why. It blows my mind. Like, what the fuck? The second thing that's really strange about this game, guys, is the difficulty, okay? This has got one of the weirdest difficulties I've ever played in a game, okay? It starts off insanely easy. Like, I am wiping my ass with everybody. It's so easy, okay? Just on medium difficulty, the game is a pile of piss. And then out of nowhere, guys, this game gets so fucking hard. And this game has a bit of like a career mode where you do a bunch of training, and then you do fights, and eventually you'll fight the guys from the film. Okay, starting off with Apollo Creed, and then you fight him again, and then you fight Mr. T, and then Ivan Drago, etc. And right around when you get to Ivan Drago, this game becomes the most insanely difficult game I've ever played. It took me so many tries to beat Ivan Drago, guys, alright? It took me so many times. I did beat him, but it took a lot out of me. But it come out of nowhere, because previously the game was a pile of piss. And for some reason, guys, the game just continuously gets harder from this point. Like, it never really gets easy again. It just becomes so insanely difficult. Like, there's this one guy called Tim Sims. I don't know who that is. I've never heard of Tim Sims, but that is a name that will haunt me forever because of how fucking much he just destroyed me. And eventually, guys, after maybe an hour of trying, I do eventually beat him. But then there's another dude called Union Kane who is even fucking worse, guys. This must have took me 2 hours to beat him. fuck me, I couldn't believe how hard this fight was. But what's really strange about the difficulty, guys, is what happens after you beat Union Kane, okay? Because that's the hardest fight in the whole game, and then after that, you fight Tommy Gunn, and I was dreading it, guys. I was absolutely shitting my bricks about how hard this was gonna be, because it's the final fight in the whole game. It was easy. It makes no fucking sense. The difficulty in this game is so random. How is Union Kane and Tim Sims giving me more problems than Mr. T? You know, like, that's just craziness.
I mean, I don't understand. I don't know what's going on here.
Clubber Lang should not be an easy fight. I understand why Ivan Drago was hard, but why the fuck is Tim Sims hard? Anyway, it's just a weird game, guys. It's fun, it's enjoyable, but it's weird, alright? The difficulty is weird, the scoring is weird, it's just weird. It's a weird one. I liked it, but I didn't at the same time. Right then, guys, the final boxing game that I'm going to be talking about is going to be Ready to Rumble Boxing. This was by far my favourite boxing game I played this month. Just exactly what you want in an arcade boxing game, guys. It was so good. When I first booted this game up, guys, I'll be honest, I wasn't really into it. I just didn't really understand how to play it. There's no sort of like tutorial mode on how to play the game. You kind of just have to figure it out, and I wasn't enjoying it because I was just getting my ass kicked. But after about 2 or 3 fights, I kind of figured it out. I figured out the controls and stuff, and I loved it ever since that. You know, as soon as I understood how to play it, it was so perfect. Like, one thing that's really cool about this game, and also really random, is Michael Buffer is in this game, okay? I know the title of it is called Ready to Rumble, but yeah, he does his whole Ready to Rumble thing, and it's like awesome, like in a game like this. It just kind of blew me away. I didn't expect it. The gameplay here is insanely arcadey and over the top. All the different boxes have got weird and unique styles, and literally everyone feels different in this game. There's not one character that even feels remotely the same. Some of them are faster than others, some of them have got more power. Like, they've all just got really weird and unique body types, and they just fight like completely differently. Really cool in terms of that. I will say though, this game is kind of not balanced the best, because some of the characters in this game are insanely overpowered and some of them are just shit. Alright, like for example, Boris in this game. Boris was terrible. Okay, he was slow, he was sluggish, he just felt crap. I didn't enjoy playing as Boris. I played through arcade mode with him, didn't have a good time, alright? He just wasn't fun to use. But then you've got Afro Thunder, that might be the most overpowered boxer of any boxing game ever. That guy was so much fun to use. I was wiping my ass with everybody when I was playing as Afro Thunder. He had speed, he had power, he had precision, he just had everything, guys, okay? I was literally killing everybody. I beat arcade mode with ease with him. I even like had to bump up the difficulty when I was playing as Afro Thunder. I never put my difficulty up to more than medium. I was on hard mode playing this game with Afro Thunder. He's right there, look at him. Look how overpowered he looks, alright? He's insane.
I'm the GOAT.
The GOAT?
I'm the greatest of all time.
Really?
Yeah, undisputed.
Anyway, I played through the champion mode with Afro Thunder, just destroyed everybody. I wasn't even doing the training. I didn't even bother because he was so freaking good already. So yeah, when it comes to balancing, guys, there is none in this game. There's some characters that are insane and there's some characters that are trash, okay? And that's just how it is. Anyway, I enjoyed the game, guys. It was fun, it was arcadey, it was enjoyable, and I definitely recommend this to anybody that likes a good arcade boxing game. This cost me like £4 at the London gaming market, and that was £4 well spent. I absolutely loved this game. Okay, boys and girls, let's talk about a game that I wasn't able to finish, okay, and that is Twin Caliber. Now, this is a game that I used to have back in the day, and I must have sold it because I don't remember what happened to it, and it's always a game that I see in CEX and stuff, and I always look at it and think, that looks really awesome, why did I sell that game? And I've played it again now. I now know why I didn't like this game and why I sold it, okay? I can remember what it was about this game I didn't like. So yeah, like I said, guys, I've not actually finished this game, okay? I got about a quarter of the way through it, and I just kind of had enough of it. It's a really, really hard game, but it's not so much that, it's just not a very good game in my opinion. I just really didn't get on with it. I probably could have persevered with the difficulty, but when a game's shit and hard, well, that's just kind of not a good combination, you know? What if, like, pick a struggle. If you're gonna be a shit game, could you at least be easy so I can breeze through it, you know? Like, that's the least I asked for. Or if you're gonna be hard, be actually good, you know? Be maybe Elden Ring or Sekiro or something. Anyway, point is, this game is really budgety, okay? The graphics are terrible. It just looks awful. Also, it's just weird in its game design. Like, I thought this was going to be a sort of run-of-the-mill third-person shooter. It's not. It's like a rail shooter. Like, you literally don't control the characters. They control themselves, and you just control the guns. So, yeah, that's kind of not what I was looking for. It wouldn't be necessarily a problem if the shooting felt really good and stuff, but it doesn't. It just feels, I don't know, it just feels a bit shit. This game does have some pretty cool boss fights. Like, that was the best thing about this game by far, was the challenging boss fights. I had a couple in here that really made me struggle, one of which nearly made me give up with the game. I was turning the game off, and then I kind of felt like I wanted to beat the boss, so I'd put it back in again and give it another go, and I'd give up again. I kept doing that, and eventually I did beat him, but I did get to a point where I just kind of had enough of the game, guys. Like, literally the only reason I was still playing the game was I wanted to beat it, you know, just for the challenge of it. But the actual game itself was just not good, guys. The shooting felt terrible. The game looks terrible. Not that I was expecting it to look amazing as a PS2 game, but it looked really bad. It runs pretty shit as well. It just isn't a particularly fun or good game, you know. It just was very budgety, very mediocre, and I didn't love it, boys. I wanted to love it because, I mean, look at the artwork. Look at how cool it looks, and even the back looks equally as cool. Like, everything about the game seems like it'd be the coolest thing ever, and it's not. It's incredibly mid, if not just bad. So yeah, didn't get on with this game, guys. But if you want a challenge, if you want something that's actually going to challenge you, then maybe I would recommend it, because it's not easy. Alright, guys, speaking of hard games, this might be the hardest game I've ever played, and I say that with no exaggeration. You've played Dark Souls, you've played Elden Ring, you've played, I don't know, some other hard shit, fucking ghouls and goblins, I don't know. Anyway, if you played hard games, it lives up to nothing when it comes to this game. This game is harder than all of those games by 10. And that is Ape Academy on the PSP. This is the hardest fucking game I've ever played, lads. I'm not even fucking joking.
I fear no man, but that thing, it scares me.
Do not be fooled by that, alright? You look at it and you think, oh, cool, a nice little kiddie game. Fuck no, this is no game for children. If you give this game to kids, you are sadistic, alright? This game is absolute nightmare fuel when it comes to just how hard it is. And you're probably wondering, Mitchell, what is so hard about this game? Well, guys, I'll tell you, okay? So basically, it's just mini games, okay? It's Ape Escape, but with mini games. It's like a WarioWare type of game. It doesn't sound crazy, but these mini games, guys, oh my god, these mini games are the hardest fucking things I've ever, like, almost every single mini game is brutally hard. And the way the game works, guys, is you basically got like noughts and crosses, right? And every time you win a mini game, you get a circle on the noughts and crosses, alright? And every time you lose, you get a cross, alright? So obviously you want to get as many noughts as you can so you can get 3 in a row, right? That's kind of how it works. And each stage has like a certain amount of 3 in a rows you need to get. I hope this is making sense, but it just sounds stupid. But yeah, basically you want to win as many mini games so you can get 3 in a row on the noughts and crosses board so you can progress. That's how it works. But like I said, guys, the mini games are disgusting. They are so hard. I must have put like 10 to 15 hours into this game trying to get good at the mini games, okay? And I did get good at quite a few of them. There's still some that I am dog shit at because I just feel like they're damn near impossible, like monkey count, for example. I don't know how you could possibly do this game because they will just put like 1,000,000 monkeys on the screen and you somehow have got to count them. You must have the eyesight of an angel to be able to do this mini game. I'm not kidding. It's impossible. There's a juggling mini game that on the surface looks easy, but it's not. It is fucking impossible, okay? I cannot do the juggling mini game. It's just ridiculous. There's one where you have like a giant ball and you have to spin it as fast as you can and then launch it. Again, it looks easy, but you have to do it with the fucking D-pad and you have to do it so monstrously hard. I think I've only ever succeeded on it once. Impossible. It's so crazily difficult. Another one that seems like easy, but it isn't, is the ice hockey one. The AI to the ice hockey is godlike. I've never seen anything like it. It starts off like in the early stages alright, but as you get to the like later stages of the game, you can't beat the AI. The AI is perfect. He doesn't concede goals. He saves. It's craziness.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more.
The only mini games I could say that I kind of liked was this arrow defense one where you have a shield and you have to block the arrows. That's easy, all right. That's really easy. There's a football one which was easy. I liked the football one. That was actually quite fun. There's one where you've got like a tower of monkeys and you have to tilt them this way. I don't know. It's a weird one, but it's all right. I actually was pretty good at that one. But for every mini game that I kind of liked, there's about 10 that were dog shit. All right. There's one where it's like a quiz and they'll ask you little questions, right? Just random questions, but the questions are so random, I don't know how anyone would be able to answer them. So like one question was, what is a Dutch house? And it's multiple questions, it's multiple options, but yeah, it asked me, what is a Dutch house? I'm like, I don't fucking know. Do I look Dutch, game? I don't know. And you know what the cherry on top is with this shit game, guys? Alright, forget the dog crap mini games, alright? Forget all that. Do you know what just makes this game even worse? There's no reset option, okay? So when you're failing at this, because you will fail, alright? When you're failing all the mini games and you can't possibly progress because you haven't got enough noughts, you know, there's too many crosses, there's no button to just sort of reset. And you literally have to either play through all the mini games, which, you know, you can do, but if you can't progress, there's no point, or you can press the home button on the PSP and do it that way. But every time you do that, you have to sit through this fucking annoying cutscene every time. Alright, it is so stupid. Anyway, guys, I'm getting way too passionate about this dog shit game. Let me just end by saying that I didn't finish this game. Alright, and the reason I didn't finish it, guys, is not because I didn't want to, because I'd put so many hours into learning how to do the mini games that I wanted to get this game finished. But the game literally didn't let me, and I'll tell you why, alright? I'm going through the different stages, alright? And I get through all of them with a passing grade. And I'm like, yes, I'm on the final stage. Let's get this game done. And then the game tells you, no, you're not allowed to progress, McJell, because of some bullshit, alright? They wanted me to do the bonus mini games, which would mean I'd have to replay all of the different stages again and do the bonus stage. I'm like, fuck you, game, I'm never playing it again. Anyway, point is, the game's dog shit, don't play it. £3 at CX I spent on this and I regret every penny. Bad game. Right, okay then, boys and girls, let's talk about a game I actually liked, okay, and that is going to be Rez for the PS2. I love this game. I love this game. This game was, alright, I absolutely adored it, okay? If you want to play a game that is just beautiful, okay, just tons of colour, and is just an amazing visual experience, buy this game, alright, because this game was so just cool to look at. I don't even know how to explain the visuals here, but if I just show you, you'll know what I mean. It's just a really awesome looking game, and I remember seeing gameplay for this back in the day and being like, oh, I need to get that at some point, and I did get it, guys. I got it at the London gaming market, and as soon as I brought it home, guys, I wanted to play it, and yeah, we played it. I played through it, I beat it. It's not a long game, to be fair. It's not particularly long. It's not also the easiest game, though. It will take you a few tries on a few of the levels, especially the final level. Like, the final level took me, I don't know, like 4 or 5 tries, and it's quite a long level. It's like half of the game is the final level for some reason. Like, the first 4 stages are super quick and easy, and then yeah, the final stage is quite long and hard. And yeah, anyway, point is, it's a hard game at times, but it's just fun, guys. It was so much fun. Also, the soundtrack here, guys, this game sounds incredible, okay? It's got a real sort of just vibe to it. I can't really describe this game. It's not really a game that I can put into words. It's just a really unique visual and sound experience. So just play it, guys. If you can get a PS2, or if you've got crazy amounts of money and you have a Dreamcast, I think this game might even be on PS4, and that's super expensive. The cheapest way to play it by far, aside from emulation, is the PS2 version. But if you can just play this game, guys, it will blow you away. It's such an awesome game, guys. Like, seriously, everything about this game I enjoyed. It was exactly what I wanted from a video game. So yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about it, guys, because my words do not do it justice. Rez for the PS2, buy it. It's flipping good. Okay, guys, next up, I'm going to talk about Ridge Racer for the PSP. Okay, guys, so this is a game that I started playing in when I went to Surrey, you know, for the London gaming market. I brought my PSP along, and this was a game that I really wanted to finish, but I really underestimated just how long this game was. Now, for those who don't know, I adore Ridge Racer, okay? It's a series that I've only just started getting into, but I absolutely love it. I played Ridge Racer Type 4 a couple months ago. I just couldn't believe how good that game was. It's now my favorite racing game of all time. I love that game. I love its style, its soundtrack, its gameplay, just everything about that game is 10 out of 10 to me. I love Ridge Racer Type 4, and after that I decided to play Ridge Racer 7 on PS3. I love that game. It's really good, but it's not as good as Ridge Racer 4, but it's still really awesome game. So next up, guys, I wanted to play Ridge Racer on the PSP, and in terms of gameplay, guys, this is right up there. Alright, I still would just edge it on Ridge Racer Type 4 in terms of gameplay. I don't know what it is about that game. I don't know. It's just really fun.
This is art.
But when it comes to racing games on handheld consoles, guys, I fail to think of anything that's better than this. This game is so fast, so fun, so beautiful as well. Like, the visuals in this game blew me away. This is a launch title on the PSP, for goodness sake. It looks incredible. Everything about this game is just amazing. There's just something about it, like when you're going at those top speeds and you're overtaking people and you're drifting to perfection. I forgot to mention the drifting in this game is just so bloody good, guys. I love the way this game plays. Like, everything about this game is just so good, and even the soundtrack too. Like, this game literally borrows the soundtracks from other Ridge Racer games, so you've got like some of the bangers from Ridge Racer Type 4 in here. Yeah, it's just everything about this game is awesome, except for its length, guys. This game is so long. Now, to most people, that's not going to be a negative, okay? Like, if a game's really long, that just means you get more money for your, more bang for your buck, I guess. But I wanted to play through this game, guys, in Surrey, whilst I was there, and I didn't even scratch the surface. So I was playing this game weeks after I got back home, from the London gaming market, and I couldn't finish it, guys. It was just taking too much out of me, and I was just getting really burnt out with it, because, at the end of the day, I'd seen all of the racetracks, I'd seen all of the cars, I'd listened to the songs a billion times, I'd seen everything this game had to offer, and I just wanted to reach the end. And the way the game works is it's like different tours, so it starts off with like a quite easy tour, and then you got the Pro Tour, and then there's a tour called the X Tour, and so I was playing through all of those tours, and I thought the X Tour was the final tour, and it was taking me ages, but I just wanted to get it done. I finished the X Tour, guys, and then another tour opened up, and I was like, oh, for goodness sake, this game just doesn't end. And it just gotten to that point, guys, where like I said, I was just getting burnt out with it. I wanted to move on to something else. I love this game. It's 10 out of 10 to me. I absolutely thoroughly recommend it to anyone that's got a PSP. It is easily the best racing game on the PSP for me, but it's just so freaking long, guys. Alright, guys, I've got 2 games remaining, okay, and I've kind of saved the best till last, okay. This next one here is retro gaming perfection. I love this game, okay, and that is Revenge of Shinobi. Alright, guys, so I know I sort of prefaced the video by saying there were some games I didn't finish, and I'm sure that there are a few of you that when I said Revenge of Shinobi, I'm sure some of you guys are probably thinking, Michelle, there's no way you finished that game, because obviously Shinobi is kind of notoriously difficult. I did finish Shinobi, though, guys. I actually beat this game, but I did kind of cheat a little bit, alright? I will own up to it. I did cheat just a little bit.
I'm a fraud. I'm a fraud.
But in my opinion, guys, what I did isn't cheating, okay? And I'll justify it, alright? Because in my opinion, the way that I cheated is the way this game should be played. It's the only way to play this game, okay? And how did I cheat, you might ask? I used infinite shuriken. I know, I'm an awful human being. But yeah, the reason I justify it, guys, is that I don't really see how the fuck it would be possible not to beat this game without infinite shuriken. It seems like an impossible task. I'm not, obviously it's not impossible. I know there will be people out there that have done it, but that would just be ridiculous, okay? Because this game does not give you a lot of shuriken unless they're all hidden everywhere, and I don't know the secret locations for this shuriken. But yeah, it seems like this game is very stingy with that shuriken. I ran out really quickly. But yeah, just before you actually start playing the game, guys, if you go onto the options menu and you go down to the shuriken, it lets you decide how many shuriken you can have. So you can have 20, 30, or 99, I can't remember exactly, but there's a bunch of different options. And then there's an option for 0 shuriken, which obviously, who would want 0 shuriken? That's just stupid. But if you dilly-dally on it long enough, it turns into the infinite symbol. So it's kind of a little bit of a cheat, but again, I feel like that's the way you should play this game. And the thing is as well, this game is still balls hard even with that cheat, guys, okay? I mean, some of the bosses in this game are not easy, and some of the platforming in this game is not easy. It's not like this game suddenly becomes really easy with infinite shuriken. It's still a tough little game, but it just becomes manageable. It becomes a beatable game. Without that, I just don't know how you'd be able to do it. Anyway, guys, enough justifying my cheating, okay? Yeah, I did finish this game, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, okay? And it's one of those games that from the second I put it in, I was just blown away. Alright, the soundtrack to this game, I love the package, right? The Mega Drive soundtracks, guys, are just so good. Sonic the Hedgehog, banging soundtrack, okay? Streets of Rage, banger soundtrack. Revenge of Shinobi, banger soundtrack. Literally every single Mega Drive game I've played has a 10 out of 10 soundtrack. Yeah, it was just one of those games, guys, where it just reminded me of what gaming was all about back in the day. Like, gaming in the 90s was completely different to how it is now. Nowadays, you know, games are 40-hour long with side quests rammed up your ass, and, you know, you gotta download your game before you can even play the damn thing. This, guys, was different, okay? I put the cartridge into the Mega Drive, and you press the on button, and you're pretty much there, okay? You're ready to play the game. The game it looks amazing, it was fun to play, it had awesome music, like, it just did everything I wanted it to do, guys. I thoroughly recommend this game if you haven't played it somehow. It's such a top tier game, and I will definitely be looking out for other Shinobi games, okay? I think there's a Shinobi game on the Master System. I will be getting that, okay? I don't even have a Master System, but I will get one just for that game. I think there's Shinobi 3 as well on the Mega Drive, which I'll get. There's a Shinobi PS2 game, I'll be getting that as well. Like, I literally will be getting every game from this series because I loved this one so bloody much. Okay, guys, we're gonna end the video with my favorite game of the month, okay? It was absolutely just top tier stuff, and that is Space Marine 2. Oh, I love this game, okay? I know we were just, like, shitting on modern games a second ago, but this is when modern gaming is done correctly. This game is my game of the year, easily.
But hang on, you've just...
No, I like it. This is brilliant. But I like this.
Not that there's like a ton of competition there, guys, because honestly, I've only actually played 3 games that have come out this year, I'm pretty sure. I played Stellar Blade, really enjoyed that. I played Silent Hill 2 Remake, I really enjoyed that, and that was previously my game of the year. But this one easily is my now game of the year, guys, because this was so much fun. I'm not even a fan of Warhammer either, guys. Like, Warhammer's not something I care about, but I absolutely adored the first one. I have it on PS3. I replayed that a few months ago, and I just loved it. I loved it back in the day. I still love it. And Space Marine 2 was basically the first game, but just infinitely better in almost every way. The combat in the first one is fun, guys, but Space Marine 2's combat, holy shit. Alright, it's violent, it's gory, the guns are just insanely fun to use. Everything about the gameplay here was just thrilling. It's one of those things where you think you might get bored of it, but I could have played this for another 20 hours, guys. It's that much fun. Like, it's up there with, like, Doom and Doom Eternal and like Resident Evil 4 Remake when it comes to the combat of just being pure adrenaline fun. This game will just throw an insane amount of enemies at you, and you get to kill them in any which way you want. Oh, it's amazing. And like I said, guys, the weapons you get in this game are just so fun to use. Like, you got the sledgehammer, which just does ridiculous damage. You got the power sword as well, which was insane. There's a sniper rifle in this game that, like, you charge it up. I was just blowing everyone away with it. I was shooting their heads off. Oh my god, it was fun. All of the assault rifles were fun to use. The grenades were fun. Like, literally every gun and weapon in this game I enjoyed using. I loved the gameplay here, and I just couldn't get enough of it. And you know what's awesome about this game as well, guys? I even liked the story, and I didn't think I would, because the Space Marine 1, I didn't really care about the story, because it just, I don't know, it just sort of lost me around the middle. I didn't really know what was going on. But with Space Marine 2, I cared about the characters. I cared about the story. I was actually interested. It was just one of those games, guys, that I just couldn't put down, okay? I bought it on Sunday, and I beat it in like 3 days. I beat it a couple of days ago. Oh, I loved it. I loved it from start to finish, guys. If you haven't played this game, and you enjoy a good, thrilling, violent, gory, enjoyable game, then just buy it, because honestly, guys, you can't do much better than Space Marine 2. Just perfection. Alright, guys, so that is every game I played this month, okay? Now, I told you it was quite a lot, and I know I didn't finish every single one of them, but we finished about 5 or 6 of them, so I feel like I did alright. But yeah, do let me know in the comments, guys, what games are you playing at the minute, what games you're about to play. Just let me know what you guys are playing. But yeah, other than that, though, boys and girls, subscribe here if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next one, alright? Peace.